I am going to be showing you all the start of the house renovation. I can't wait to show you guys. I'm loving it! My name is Janine and this is my channel, The Mennonite Mom, and I kind of document our life, renovations we get into, family life, travel, different things that our family does. So if you're interested, I'd love if you subscribe, like this video, and now let's jump into it. So we live in an old farmhouse that dates back to, I believe, 1905. Here's a peek of it. This house is in desperate need of repairs. The paint is completely chipping. We've replaced some windows at the beginning of when we moved here, which was like 7 years ago. So like I mentioned in the previous video, this year we decided instead of trying to do everything ourselves, we're going to start getting people in to help us out because Nolan works so hard. And I was just, personally, I was getting tired of seeing him put in such long weeks and then coming home and stressing over this house because he deserves time off, time to relax in the evening without the stress of always having to work at this place. Before I show you the first step that we did to this house, which I'm loving, by the way, let me just show you a little bit what my husband has done already. So here is our side porch, and coming around to the back, suddenly you don't see paint as much. So right behind me, you'll see this is bare wood. And over here, this looks a little bit different. That has primer on it. And over on that side, that's bare wood as well. So what my husband has done already, this house was not insulated, and he tore down all that wood and he insulated behind it and then put everything back up. Also, there are kind of new framing, new window headers around some of the windows that were so rotted out. So that's some of the things he has done over the years. You can see there's some windows that still need trim and headers built. That's what he's doing. But this is a really big project. So we are getting someone in to completely scrape down this house and paint it. Can't wait. I'm so ready for a house that's easier to keep clean because this house is just, it just feels so dirty with all the paint and flaking and bugs, and it's really hard to keep clean just because of the surface and all the old windows. So the painters and the whole exterior of the house is going to start here in the fall, hopefully, Lord willing. So one of the things my husband wants to do is start replacing all the upstairs windows that still need replaced. Most of the downstairs windows have been replaced and they are new, but he's going to be replacing all the upstairs windows and trying to finish out the window trims, get new headers built, and that type of thing. But now, let me show you what we've done to the front of the house. I think I forgot to take a video of this, but remember, here's a photo. This is what the front porch looked like. It was like a lean-to roof, very ugly add-on carport type thing with a big slab of cracked concrete. It was kind of a dirty, grungy looking porch. My brother-in-law actually does masonry work or concrete. He does a lot of concrete pouring. He does some stone where he lays down stone, and since we're family, he was kind enough to lay stone for us. And I will show you the finished product here, but I'll walk you through the steps of what happened. So my brother-in-law came and they started tearing down our ugly old lean-to porch. Once the roof was torn down, they began to break up the concrete underneath, and wouldn't you know it, guess what was underneath our big concrete slab? I'll take a picture of this old hole. So they found like this massive old cistern that was right underneath our concrete. And a cistern is like where people back in the day used to catch water, I believe, like rainwater, or maybe they'd use it for draining or storing water. I'm not 100% sure, but there's been a couple on our property. But we did not know that there was a big one right underneath our porch. Anyway, so they went ahead, filled that in, dug away the dirt that needed to be dug so that we could pour new concrete and make new porch steps.
All their hard work.
Gotta grab it. Whoa! What's he doing? Okay, step back a little bit. I don't want you to get hurt. Step back a little bit further. Whoa. Look at it go down. Whoa! What did it do?
It did.
Yeah. So for the front of the house, we have basement steps that go down into the basement. So first we were playing around with the idea of completely shutting that because I hate having it at the front of the house and moving it to the back of the house here, but it was going to be too costly, take too much time, and so we just decided to keep it in the front. I was rolling around in my mind, how could we make the front entrance much nicer? So, because before it was like these kind of ugly concrete steps that ran into our porch door that went underneath, whatever we call it, trap door. And it just looked really ugly. I hated it. And I somehow wanted to separate that from our porch steps. So I came up with the idea of doing stone walls on either side of our steps, and that would kind of separate the trap doors from the entryway. And I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. So next, after they had everything kind of leveled out, they poured steps down into our basement because it was old rickety wooden steps. They formed everything up. They laid blocks for my wall on each side of the steps coming up into the house. Xander, what's happening?
It's not coming out.
It's not, it'll come out soon. Here he comes.
I'm not worried of these taps on it.
What's he doing, buddy? So I wanted to have my steps actually in real stone. So we found these 2-inch slabs of stones that we use for steps, and then also wall caps on top of my wall. And I just love how it turned out. There were so many decisions in colors, and I was like, man, am I choosing the right color? But when it was all said and done, I was super, super happy with it.
Hang on a sec.
Isn't that pretty neat, Xander?
And the whole time, what we're trying to tell him, what he did wrong, that he wouldn't get it at all. Oh, you see that?
They all know he's a very organized man.
So the final step was pouring the sidewalk. First off, I was thinking of basically just doing a sidewalk the whole way along there. I was thinking of having the trapdoor sort of in a flower bed, but my brother-in-law thought it'd be better to actually pour everything in concrete. And come to think of it, it'd be much easier to upkeep, not having dirt to walk through to get through the trapdoor, all that type of thing. Just more dirt in a flower bed to keep clean off of the sidewalk. So we ended up making a larger, more patio type area, and I'm really, really happy with how it turned out.
You'll do more damage than good.
they poured the concrete, and we had decided to go with stamped concrete. They put like a color into the concrete, and then they took like a rubber stamp mat that they put on top of the concrete and stamp it down to give it a slate finish look. And once that was all done, they put like a clear coat on top of that. Now this was all obviously done over the process of a few days. Nolan is finishing up putting dirt around the sidewalk, and I decided it'd be fun to do dinner over campfire tonight. So we've got the fire going. It's getting a little bit later. I think we're ready to start. So right now I have some steaks. I have them tenderizing with salt, and then I'll rinse that off. Then I have these little potatoes that we're gonna roast over the fire. I have them done right now, but we're gonna season them and kind of give them a roasted flavor. I'm quickly thawing some shrimp. I love shrimp. We're gonna try doing these over the fire. Pork and beans. Gotta have marshmallows for Xander. S'mores. I definitely won't be eating some of that, but I'm excited to see how everything turns out.
Good job, old Dad.
Old Dad, is it?
Old Daddy.
Where did you come up with that?
I come old Daddy.
I guess I'm probably to blame for the old.
Daddy.
Probably are.
That's about true, though. I'm gonna be 33 here in a month. Shrimp? I went all out.
Is a plate hot? Is that a big bite? What you eating?
A marshmallow.
A marshmallow. Yum. That's a big one. It's really bright out. My face is probably completely blown out. This will definitely look better in softer light. It's really harsh out, but I'll show you right now what we've done. Ta-da! So we poured the stamped concrete. Dun 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 dun. Kind of a larger patio area in there, and then it curves around, has a small step there that goes up to that porch area. And then here is my entryway that I'm super happy with. This is going to be a flower bed. I'm thinking of using river rock just to keep things cleaner, but maybe that wouldn't go so well with rock there. We'll see how it turns out. And then over here is my stone wall coming over this way. Because of the bright sunlight, this looks pretty white, but this is like a light gray with like variated grays and a little bit of browns in the rocks. Anyway, so I'm really happy with that. And right over here, we still need to get the trapdoor that hasn't been ordered, but they poured this all in cement. And then down here are the steps going into our basement. This right here is gonna be another flower bed. Obviously we need to level it, lower it. It looks pretty ugly right now. Then you come on over here. There's a small step that goes onto this patio. This patio is gonna get all redone as well. So if you want to get a better idea what the texture looks like, I know it's kind of bright and harsh out here, but it's like a slate stamp texture, which I really like. Anyway, so that is the first step that we've completed. Tore this old roof off, gave it a fresh new look. I'm loving it already. So excited to see all the other progress that's going to be made. Anyway, the only thing that I really hate about not having a roof here, pretty much the only thing, is, I hadn't thought about this before, but there is a telephone wire, or our internet line, that goes into the house. It goes directly over this, and so birds come and sit, and within a matter of a day, there's like bird splatters all over this. I just washed it off this morning, and I'm just not sure what to do about that. This barn back here is full of hundreds and hundreds of barn swallows. They come out and they're constantly flying all over the place here. and they're catching bugs, which is great, but they're often flying over this area as well. I just don't feel like coming out here and washing off the porch every other day or every week even, because it does look pretty bad when it's all splattered up with bird dew. So if you have any tips, let me know. There probably won't be a whole lot of other house renovation videos for a little while yet, because the painters, the people that are doing the roof, the gutters, and all those various different things are not going to be started until September. A lot of the contractors are booked out pretty far. So any renovations we do from here on out is going to be probably Nolan, which he's going to be doing a lot. But this isn't going to be like a steady sequence of videos until they can come and we can finally get the rest of the house wrapped up. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd love a thumbs up. Leave a comment. I read all the comments, even if I don't get to them all in replying. Thanks a bunch, and we'll see you in the next video. God bless. Bye. What's the kitty's name?
Freddy.
Freddy. You like the kitty? Okay.
Other one's Maggie and Freddy.
The other one's Maggie. Over there's Maggie.
Take the pins off her leg and not get pissed me anymore.
Yeah, I think her foot's feeling better. Kitty, do you endure lots of love? Aww.
Come here, Bandit. Go away. He had lots of love with here. Come on, kitty. Here's a kitty for you, Dad.
That's a kitty. What's his name?
Freddy.
Freddy. Hey, Freddy. Was bist du?
Hot too.